As I was teaching in the second year with quite a difficult year 5 and 6 I found I had a very dry, rough throat, and it was carried on for a few weeks. But I didn't have an infection, I didn't have a cold, and it was getting quite troublesome. So I decided to see an ears, nose and throat specialist. At the time, the singing was getting quite difficult. I've always been a soprano, and some of the notes were getting very difficult to sing, and generally even my speaking was getting very difficult. The ear, nose and throat specialist really shocked me because the diagnosis, after having a fibre optic tube put down my nose and into my throat, the camera showed I'd hemorrhaged my vocal cord. Well, to my shock, the specialist recommended that I shouldn't speak for 2 weeks. After I'd had my treatment from the specialist, I was told not to sing for a year. I went to see him a year later, and he advised I was able to sing again, but I was very concerned that I should be really taught to sing in the correct way. We took it upon ourselves to go to Forwards Music Shop in Canterbury and look through all the private music teachers' cards. And as we looked through those, we found a number of singing teachers, and one caught my eye. Peter Giles's card was different from the others because it mentioned about voice production, and this interested me because this was what I wanted to look upon to improve my voice rather than just have singing lessons. Well, it was quite remarkable because just before I saw him, I phoned him up to make an appointment, and he was shocked. He told me afterwards to meet me because he thought he was talking to a man. My voice was so low, and my singing voice, my range, was up to A flat below middle C. And that was as far as I could reach when I first started with Peter. Peter certainly knew what he was doing, and I gradually, very gradually, began to extend my range. What I found was, even though it was very slow progress to begin with because of my voice was in such a bad way, gradually I was able, in the 5 months after I started with Peter, to speak at the White Society meeting at Bloomsbury Church, and there I explained my problem and was able to sing a song. Well, after those initial first few months, the range developed and developed, and my singing got better and better. So we got to a point where I was singing better, far, far better than I had been years and years previous to the hemorrhage problem. After 3 years, I was singing really as a top soprano quite comfortably. The White's technique has really helped me. I retired from teaching 3 years ago, and I wanted to go in a completely different direction. And now I am a tour guide at a stately home near Ashford, and I also work in Canterbury Cathedral, assisting any of the visitors there.